Hi friends, welcome to Sunday evening story time. Today I have my friend Padsworth who's come to listen to me read the stories. You know what you can do? Sometimes if you don't have someone to read you a story, you can read the story or tell a story to one of your dolls or your little stuffed animal friends. And that's what we're going to do today with Padsworth. He's very snuggly. I'll set him up. He tends to lean over though because he gets very sleepy. I have two things to read to you today. One is a book, a storybook, and the other is poetry. The first book is a Dr. Seuss book called What Pet Should I Get? It's published by Random House and read with permission from Random House. What pet should I get? We want a pet. We want a pet. What kind of pet should we get? Dad said we could have one. Dad said he would pay. I went to the pet shop. I went there with Kay. And so we went in. I took one fast look. I saw a fine dog who shook hands, so we shook. So I said, I want him. But then Kay saw a cat. She gave it a pat, and she said, I want that. Then Kay said, now what do you think we should do? Dad said to pick one. We cannot take home two. Then what do you know? We saw two other kinds. Now, how could Kay and I make up our minds? A pup and a kitten? They looked like good fun. Now, which would we pick? We could only pick one. What are they going to do? Make up your mind. The cat or the dog? The kitten? The pup? Oh boy, it is something to make a mind up. Then I looked all around. I saw something with wings. I said, look at him. We can pick one that sings. But then, look over there, said my sister Kay. We can go home with a rabbit today. Oh, decisions. Then I looked at Kay. I said, what will we do? I like all the pets that I see. So do you. We have to pick one pet and pick it out soon. You know Mother told us to be back by noon. And I could have done it. I could have, I bet. I could have said, what pet should we get? But you know what Kay did? Do you know what she did? She said, fish, 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 fish. It may be a fish is the pet that we wish. Then I saw a new kind, and they were good too. How could I pick one? Now what should we do? We could only pick one. That is what my dad said, but how could I make up that mind in my head? Make up your mind. Pick a pet fast. Pick one out soon. Mother and Dad said to be home by noon. The time may be now to make up my mind, but who knows what other good pets I might find. I might find a new one, a fast kind of thing, who would fly around my head in a ring on a string. Yes, that would be fun, but our house is so small. This thing on a string would bump into the wall. My mother, I know, was not like that at all. So, maybe some other good kind of pet. Another kind maybe is what we should get. We might find a new kind, a pet who is tall, a tall pet who fits in a space that is small. My mother might think this the best pet of all. If we had a big tent, then we would be able to take home a yent. Dad would like us to have a good yent, but how do I know he would pay for a tent? So you see how it is when you pick out a pet? How can you make up your mind what to get? But what if we took one of each kind of pet? Then our house would be full of the pets we would get. No, Dad would be mad. We can only have one. If we do not choose, we will end up with none. I will do it right now. I will do it, I said. I will make up the mind that is up in my head. The dog, or the rabbit, the fish, or the cat? I picked one out fast, and then that was that. What is it? It doesn't say. That's the end. We'll have to guess. It's a secret. It's a surprise. It's something that fits in here. That was fun. Now, since it's evening, I'm going to read something quiet to you, something for you to think about while you're going to bed. This is a book of poetry called Out of Wonder, Poems Celebrating Poets. Kwame Alexander, Chris Colderly, and Marjory Wentworth wrote all the poems in this book. And there's a description of what a poem is right in the front of the book. A poem is a small but powerful thing. It speaks truths, asks questions about the world, about being human. From our first moments, we breathe language through the marvelous lens of rhythm and rhyme. It's a beautiful book, full of poetry. Out of Wonder. It was illustrated by Equa Holmes and published by Candlewick Press. See, so many poems. I've picked out two. I would like to show you some of these beautiful illustrations. And we have this book at Winterville Library if you want to come check it out. Here's the first poem. I need my glasses for this. Look at this picture of these people in the snow. We don't see so much snow in Georgia anymore, do we? Maybe about once a year. This poem is called Snapshots, and this book celebrates a wonderful poet called Nikki Giovanni. It was written by Chris Calderly. So think about what's in this poem. People forget poetry is not just words on a page. It's a snowflake on your tongue, a tattoo on the inside of your arm, a dashiki and a kaftan, tripping down the streets of Lincoln Heights, shouting from the hills of Knoxville, Tennessee. Poetry is barbecue, cotton candy, purple skin beets from Daddy's garden, blues, the Birdland Jazz Club, Sunday morning gospel, chasing justice, freedom. Poetry is remembering the things that matter, the ones you love, when night comes softly like ripples on a pond. This next poem is called Loving the World and Everything in It. And this poem celebrates Mary Oliver. Each day I walk out onto the damp grass before the sun has spoken, because I love the world and the miracle of morning. I love to stand beside the old oak trees beneath a symphony of birdsong and listen to every perfect note, while the wind passes around me like a warm sea. Sometimes a feather drifts down into my hands. I hold it and imagine flying. This poem was by Marjory Wentworth. I hope you'll think about writing a poem sometime. Have a wonderful evening and a great week next week. Thanks for coming by.